If you were good enough, maybe Tony would still be alive.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 scariest scenes in superhero movies.
Oh, having trouble. Take a seat, have a drink.
For this list, we'll be going over the most terrifying moments from heroic tales. Since we'll be talking about important scenes, beware of spoilers ahead. If there's a superheroic scene that had you wanting to get up and away from your screen, let us know down below in the comments. Number 10, The Reaper Reveal, Blade 2.
First time giving blood? Yes.
Jared Nomak arrives at a shady blood bank at the beginning of this film. Hooded and coughing, Nomak seems desperate and clearly in over his head. After all, the blood bank is clearly run by vampires. After he is apparently pressured into an isolated room, things look dire for him.
Good news for us. Bad news. For you.
However, he starts laughing and attacks one of the vampires himself, apparently feeding on it. Nomak is a Reaper, a mutant vampire that can feed on other vampires. The concept alone is creepy, but his mouth and chin splitting open and letting out all those tongues just gives us the heebie-jeebies. Number 9, The Riddler kills the mayor, the Batman. The opening moments of The Batman let us know right from the beginning that this is a darker take on the Caped Crusader. First, we watch through the Riddler's eyes as he observes Gotham's mayor, Don Mitchell Jr., as the song Ave Maria plays. Then, as Mitchell watches a debate between himself and his opponent in his re-election race, we see Riddler standing behind him in the darkness.
Hey. Yeah, I'm watching it now. Why is she still tied?
The tension builds and the eerie music reaches a crescendo when the questionable villain savagely takes the mayor's life. Riddler's unsettling breathing and the sound of the duct tape are upsetting caps on a scene that feels lifted out of a slasher movie. Number 8, Boardroom Massacre, Shazam.
I've come here during the season of giving to give you what you deserve.
Although his domineering father and brother always doubted him, Dr. Thaddeus Savannah always believed in magic. After he acquires magical powers through a bargain with the 7 deadly sins, he barges in on a board meeting at his family's company. Savannah wastes no time sending his brother on a one-way trip out of the window.
Ask the ball if you're man enough to throw me out of this room. Let me spoil it for you.
Following that gruesome moment, Savannah unleashes the sins to slaughter the remaining board members. While the ensuing scene may not have any blood, it comes off as terrifying as any mature horror sequence. The board is picked off one by one until Savannah's dad is left for last. By the time he's literally undone by greed, the audience carries a deep fear for both Savannah and the sins.
You can have him.
No.
Number 7, The Trench, Aquaman.
And so, we evolved. Others regressed, became savage.
On a dark and stormy voyage at sea above the Mariana Trench, Aquaman and Mera are attacked by mutated Atlanteans. These creatures, simply named the Trench, are every nightmarish deep-sea creature rolled into one.
the hell are these things?
The trench! We're here!
Despite how strong they are, the duo are only able to repel a few while keeping the others at bay with flares. The softly plucking strings of the soundtrack feel like we're pulling the hairs on our necks. Additionally, the image of the huge swarm of them lit by the flares is truly haunting. If anyone needed a reminder that Aquaman director James Wan is good with horror, this scene ought to do it. Number 6. Fear the Bat. Batman Begins. After Dr. Jonathan Crane, aka the Scarecrow, traps Rachel Dawes and doses her with fear toxin, Batman comes to the rescue.
He's here.
His ruthless takedown of the criminals holding her is pretty frightening for the goons he beats up. But the Dark Knight becomes more intimidating when he gives Dr. Crane a taste of his own fear toxin.
Taste of your own medicine, Doctor.
Suddenly, the villain goes from looking at a mortal humanoid Batman to hallucinating a monstrous caped crusader who's oozing black liquid from his mouth. Honestly, we don't blame Crane for caving under questioning while looking into the face of this nightmare fuel. That monstrous Batman would have us wishing for Arkham Asylum just to get away.
Scarecrow.
Who were you working for, Crane?
Oh, it's too late. You can't stop it now.
Number 5. Bloodbath. Blade.
So where are we going?
It's a surprise me.
Yeah, I like surprises.
The Blade movies really understood horror right from the beginnings. In the introduction scene of the first film, an unsuspecting man goes to a rave club with a woman underneath a meat warehouse. The scene is pretty typical club fare at first. Suddenly, the man sees a blood drop on his hand. Before he knows it, he's surrounded by vampires who are looking to get a mid-rave snack. It takes the arrival of the legendary Blade to put an end to the frightening night. This sequence was an excellent way to draw the audience in while scaring the pants off of them, leather or otherwise. Still, we're not half as scared as the vamps were when Blade shows up.
Oh, what's so funny, Bright Eyes?
I'm expecting company.
Number 4. Smiley Men, the New Mutants. While this movie may not have been worth the wait for many fans, it did deliver on one of the most skin-crawling scenes in a superhero movie. It's revealed that a young mutant named Danny has the power to manifest people's fears. Unfortunately, her fellow mutant, Ileana, was most afraid of people who mistreated her in the past, who wore smiling masks. When they're brought to life with mutant powers, they look like tall monsters with no eyes, toothy mouths, and a love for violence.
Come on, Ileana, you gotta do something! Use your powers!
They are far and away more chill-inducing than any other apparition that shows up. These Slenderman-esque creatures are so disturbing that we wouldn't blame anyone if the creatures put them off smiling ever again.
Where the hell did you go?
Number 3. The Joker's home movie, The Dark Knight. The Joker dropping a very deceased Batman impersonator right in front of the mayor made us jump out of our seats. But what's worse is the video the Joker sends along with the act. Even though a news outlet warns viewers before the station broadcasts the clown's home movie, we're surprised they were allowed to show the disturbing clip at all.
Be aware, the image is disturbing.
Tell them your name.
Ryan Douglas.
Are you the real Batman?
No.
During the report, the Joker taunts a wannabe Batman. The jarring contrast between the clown's playful manner and the pure menace he radiates throughout the footage still gives us chills.
So you think Batman's made Gotham a better place? Look at me.
Look at me!
And thanks to the low quality of the video, the scene feels visceral and real. There's no way we'd ever volunteer to star in one of the Joker's home movies.
Oh, and every day he doesn't, people will die. Starting tonight.
I'm a man of my word.
Number 2, Doc Ock's hospital visit, Spider-Man 2.
We're ready, Doctor.
Anybody here take shop class?
After a scientific accident, Dr. Otto Octavius needs some heavy-duty surgery to remove his metal arms. It's so serious that his surgeons need to use buzzsaws. Unfortunately for them, the arms are intelligent enough to come to life just to protect themselves and Otto. Throughout the scary sequence, the metal tentacles throw medical staff around the room, drag them along the floor, and even electrocute them. While the visuals aren't bloody, it's still terrifyingly effective horror. You can tell director Sam Raimi borrowed his Evil Dead trademarks, like POV shots and a chainsaw, to use in his scene. It's downright groovy that he was able to bring so much terror to a Spider-Man film. Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honourable mentions. Forced transformation sequence, Swamp Thing. The look on the poor victim's face as he's forcefully changed says it all.
Come.
Ultron the Party Crasher, Avengers Age of Ultron. A shambling Iron Man suit and that menacing voice make the robot instantly creepy.
And I was tangled in strings. Had to kill the other guy.
Tony's anxiety attack, Iron Man 3. The unsettling scene is capped off by a child's creepy whisper.
Are you okay, Mr. Stark?
Take it easy. Tell me.
How did you get out of the wormhole?
Wait a minute. Tony. What are you saying? Tony.
The Hulk chases Black Widow, the Avengers. We have no idea how Natasha hung out with Hulk after this. Imprisoning Gotham's firstborn sons, Batman Returns. Seeing innocent souls be taken by goons made for a skin-crawling sequence.
Would you hurry up and get those kids loaded already?
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, slaying people at his home, Brightburn.
No, I don't know where. Where are you?
I'm home, Mom.
Ever wondered what would happen if a young Superman turned out evil? Well, Brightburn has a few terrifying ideas. Despite Tory Bry's best efforts, her adopted alien son goes on a violent rampage after discovering he has tremendous abilities. He stalks and hurts poor victims with no abandon. All of Brandon's crimes build up to the moment police officers try to confront him. Unfortunately, they have no idea what they're in for.
If anyone can read me, I advise on the suspect is out.
The evil super being puts on a scary mask and torments an officer and his mother for a while. After executing the remaining officer, he ends his adopted parent's life. We can only hope there's a Lex Luthor in this universe who can stop this extremely menacing villain.
Oh, Brandon. I'm sorry. Oh, Brandon.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.